What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I have a special treat from you today from Latitude 64. My friend Aaron over at Aha Shack Disc Golf Goods gave me this disc to do a video on, and is the Latitude 64 Fuji. Now, what makes the Fuji unusual is the fact that it does have an overmold. It has a gold line rim and an opto line flight plate, which gives it a very different feel to most other Latitude 64 discs. And this disc has since then been discontinued. But when I was poking through the used section at Aaron's shop, I was like, holy cow, Latitude 64 overmold disc, I have to try this. So you guys know anything about me, I'm a fan of the rare, the obscure, or any weird disc golf discs. They're right up my alley. I find them a little bit more fun to throw than the normal stuff. And it's really fun when you pull something, you know, rare or unusual or something people have never seen out of your bag and then you throw it really well. People start to see interest and they're like, oh, I want to get a Fuji, and then they see it's discontinued and they go down the rabbit hole of trying to find one. And it's just a really fun way to sort of add another twist to disc golf is through throwing fun and unique discs. And I think that this is a fun and unique disc. So what I have here is some Hall of Fame caliber Latitude mid-ranges, Johnny McRae fuse. I got a disc golf bra fuse, and then I have these two old 2016 opto compasses. So we're gonna throw everything and then we're gonna throw the Fuji and see how it compares. It's supposed to be overstable. We're throwing into a tailwind. So I'm gonna get started off with the fuses. It's really hard to make a mid-range better than the fuse, to be honest with you guys. You just can't beat I mean, that is an absolute laser beam. It's just so straight. And I've never thrown this Johnny McRae. It's like a glimmer fuse. Thing's basically brand new. I don't know why it was in the used bin. 2020 Team Series, also collector's item. Oh yes. I mean, look at that thing. It's so straight. In my book, the fuse is undefeated as like the GOAT understable mid-range. There's no disc that's easier to throw straight. But when I need a little fade or I want to throw on a little ante and still go straight, maybe the shape of a hole kind of requires me to start it off on ante to hit a gap, then I might want to go with the compass. And the compass is a disc that has just a touch more stability for me than the fuse, but I can definitely throw it flat and still get a very straight flight. So that's how it flies when it's thrown sort of hard and flat, and then we'll put one on hyzer. You can see it'll get a little bit of mid-flight turn, but a little more fade at the end. And now for the fun part. I actually haven't thrown this guy yet. Latitude 64, overmold. They call it 2X line. And it says opto/G, which is opto/gold line. And the flight numbers are 4402. So it should be more beefy than the compass. I'm gonna throw it hard and flat. Oh, yes. See, that's a nice disc right there. Perfect complement to the compass. I can put it flat or slightly nose down on a little bit of ante even, and it's just gonna pick right up out of it and fade right out for me. We just threw all of those into the tailwind. Now we're going to see how they all do coming back into the headwind. But I really like the first flight of that Fuji. It's like a little more stable than a Rock 3, a little more overstable than a Buzz, but definitely less stable than like a Buzz OS. So that's that really super dependable, unique slot. You don't find those very often. So let's go grab them and we'll throw them back into the headwind. All right, we're throwing back into the headwind now. We'll start off with the fuses again. Obviously, it's hard for me to find something I like more than the fuse. But into the headwind, you need a little more stability. Easy to get that nice turnover line when you're thrown into a headwind. And also realize it's Opto X Chameleon, which, I mean, that just speaks for itself right there. Okay, I think that one's a little more stable than my disc golf bra. I threw that so nose up. Still wanted to hold straight before the fade. So this is the type of wind I would go to my compass on, and I would expect it just to go straight in a headwind. that you can see. Little more stability than the Fuse. Nose wanted to pick up and fade a little at the end. But it's perfect compass conditions. You see they really want to pick up right at the end. But then we've got the beef boy here, the Fuji. And I wonder if it's named after the mountain or the apple. And was the apple named after the mountain? You guys tell me in the comments down below. Fuji time. Put that on some Annie. I mean, look at that sucker. That thing is so good. Absolutely love that Fuji. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the first look at the Fuji. Probably gonna put it in my bag for a while. That thing's pretty sweet when I need a little more stability, or, you know, I'm working on that new Gannon burr form and I'm throwing things a lot more Annie and nose down, and it feels good. But when you change your form, your discs sort of need to change accordingly. So the Fuji's the perfect fit for me right now because I can trust it on that super flat or slight Annie and still get a really reliable flight, even into a headwind. Anyway, comment down below. You're watching Iceberg TV. If you like videos like this, comment below. Tell me what you want to see next, and take care.